Hi there, it's Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com, here with another spoiler video, and this is actually going to be the worst spoiler video I've ever seen because I'm going to do everything that everyone complains about on my YouTube channel. First of all, I haven't looked over these cards whatsoever, so you're going to actually get my reaction, which means I'm probably going to see, I'm already up to it. It's the first thing in the morning as well. I'm gonna mispronounce words and probably overread stuff and like enter the battlefield versus dies or just miss keywords, and everyone's going to complain about it in the comments. So yay for that. Anyway, so again, this is my first reactions. I have not looked at these spoilers whatsoever. So let's look at the first one, Pyromancer's Goggles. All right, so 5 mana for a Mythic. Better be good. Add red to your mana pool. When that mana is spent to cast a red instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for that copy. As far as constructed is concerned, I'm going to say that's not very playable. You might see it in a couple lists. I doubt it. If it was like a different color, red is something you want to have quick spells out. This is a type of card that you want to cast like something like Tooth and Nail off of, and then copy it, like something huge. So limited, sure, yeah, limited. This will be great. I think even 5 mana is a little steep for limited, especially with this format, panning out to being something that looks like it's going to be very, very aggressive. But in, of course, Commander, Casual, this is going to be an amazing, amazing card for plenty of decks. So think about getting, what is it, Warp Worlds twice? It just seems some stupid, stupid things. Or, right, you can choose mana, cast it, you may choose. Yeah, you could double copy an Epic Experiment that's already, and then it copies the casting cost, I believe. Yeah, because I was doing that in the old school Epic Experiment deck. All right, so sweet card. I think that, yeah, we can brew around it. Sure, I might try to make it playable in Standard. Highly doubt it. Molten Vortex, red, enchantment. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, oh, wow. Huh. Discard a land card, Molten Vortex deals 2 damage to target creature or player. All right, that's insane. 1 mana enchantment, that's what you want. You don't want to be spending more on this because you want this out quick. Discarding a land card. Life from the Loam, anyone? This is going to see modern play in a Loam deck. Absolutely. It does have like a steep cost. You have to actually so it's the exact same effect as the, I want to say, Searing something. Isn't it called Searing? Oh, Loam. Isn't it Searing Loam? Anyway, there's a 3 mana enchantment, red that you can discard a land card for no mana cost. So that's the big difference. So they're trying to, I think, make this card a little more fair and a little more tempo rather than just on one turn just puke out your entire hand into your graveyard, all the lands, and whatnot. So there is going to have a casting cost to this. The difference is, or an activation cost. The difference is this casting cost is not as steep. So this is very splashable too. I think this is amazing. I think red decks actually want this. Yeah, this just seems bonkers in a red deck wins. I know that people are saying, well, would you rather have like a Swift Spear out first turn? Yes, you would. But late game, this makes all of your dead top decks, all of your dead lands into shocks, which I think is incredible. All right, Thopter Spy Network, 4 mana enchantment. There's a lot of enchantments in this set. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control an artifact, put a 1/1 color Thopter artifact creature token with flying on the battlefield. Whenever one or more artifact creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. So it's kind of like a Biden of Thassa and a Bitter Blossom in one, which I think is pretty sweet. So you're not losing life either. These are flying. So you're drawing a card. Yeah, this is a great card. I think Thopter Spy Network will absolutely 100% see play. This is a very, very, very powerful card. Now, here's why. It's perfect for a control deck. This can be your finisher. This can absolutely 100% be your finisher. You connect once with an artifact creature, and then your Thopters are artifact creatures, you're going to be drawing a card. Amazing, amazing card. This is going to see play in Limited. Is going to be an incredible bomb. In Commander, this is a great card. Goes perfectly in any artifact deck. I don't think it will see modern play as far as Affinity is concerned, but you never know if a control deck will just snap this up. Because again, it's Bitter Blossom with a steeper mana cost. I agree there. But the ability, not losing a life every turn, and putting a 1/1 or drawing a card every time an artifact creature hits, that is a very powerful effect. So at least these two, Molten Vortex and Thopter Spy Network, holy, very, very powerful. It seems like this is, people are insulting the set saying it's not very powerful, just Goblin Pile Driver. I disagree. I think a lot of these cards have yet to be tested how powerful they are. Goblin Glory Chaser, 1 mana. Cool, there's a 1 mana Goblin. Let's see, Renown, 1. And as long as Goblin Glory Chaser is Renowned, it has Menace. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's a 1 mana, 1 drop becomes a 2/2. Those usually do see play. Now, and then Menace has to be blocked by 2 or more creatures. That's actually a really good ability in like a Sly type deck. And I definitely think that will see play. That's a solid card. That's a solid 1 drop. It can replace Foundry Sheet Denizen, or the other one that says creature can't block this turn, Frenzied Goblin, when those rotate out. Do I think that it has a 1 drop space right now? Possibly. You might want to. I think Foundry Sheet Denizen is way more powerful with the Dragon Fodder and Hordeling Outbursts in the format, and Goblin Rabblemaster. So if it's going to take anyone's spot, and I do believe that it might be a little more powerful than Frenzied Goblin, as it's going to give itself Menace, and I don't know if really Frenzied Goblin using the red to activate is exactly what Goblins want to be doing in that type of deck. You want to be spitting out Goblins each turn and using all of your mana each turn. So I think this probably will take the spot. There still is the argument that Monastery Swiftspear, even though it doesn't have a synergy with Pile Driver, is still better in a Goblins deck because you're getting the prowess off of Dragon Fodder, Hordeling Outburst, Lightning Bolt, or Lightning Strike, etc., etc., etc. All right, let's see what this one. I have to pull this one up as it is in a different language. Okay, Trample, 5. If another red source you control would deal damage to a permanent player, it deals that much damage +1. Pretty sweet. I mean, it's a great solid card in Limited. Great card in Limited. I don't know if it's quite powerful enough. It is red source, so I mean, that's creatures. All your creatures deal an extra damage. So you can kind of compare this to Hellrider a little bit, other than Hellrider's doing damage immediately. These have to connect. Makes all of your lightning strikes do 4 damage, all your Stoke the Flames do 5 damage, but it does have a very steep mana cost. I mean, it does have kind of good synergy, like even Thunderbrick Regent now hits for 5. This is basically a 5/5 for 5. Not bad. Not a bad card. It does have Trample too, so its damage is usually going to get... it only deals to player, extra damage to player. I think it's solid, though. Do I think it will see constructed play? Probably not at the moment. There's better stuff at the 5-drop slot, but it definitely is a cool card. All right, the Great Aurora. Each player shuffles all cards from his or her hand and all permanents he or she owns his library, then draws as many cards. Each player player may put any number of land cards from his or her hand on a battlefield. Exile the Great Aurora. Okay, great casual card. Will it see constructed play? Probably not. It is trying to reset the game, but it's really biased to the person that has a lot of cards in their hand. All cards from his or her hand and all permanents she owns into her library. So no, it doesn't affect graveyard, but it affects all of the permanents, and then yeah, it can reset the board. Kind of weird that it's in green, and I don't know. Okay, Hallowed Moonlight, 2 mana. Until the end of turn, if a creature would enter the battlefield and wasn't cast, exile instead. Oh, okay, it's anti a lot of stuff. Anti Goryo's Vengeance. Yay! Yeah, this is actually a great card. I think I might have it in the sideboard for Soul Sisters or any other white deck to really hate out kind of these reanimation graveyard type strategies. For Legacy, this stops Show and Tell. It stops a lot of stuff. Or Show and Tell just says put into play. So anything that says put into play, Hallowed Moonlight completely hoses over, and you get to draw cards, so you can cycle through. Yeah, absolutely, this card is going to be an option in Soul Sisters. It can be an option in any deck. Against one of my worst matchups is on Burial Rites with Soul Sisters, so I'm thinking if that ever becomes part of like a huge part of the metagame, then Hallowed Moonlight will definitely go in it. All right, Infinite Obliteration, 3 mana. Name a creature card, search your opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for a number of cards with that name, and then exile them, and the player shuffles his library. Another amazing card because this is 1 mana cheaper in Modern than most of those options like Slaughter Games. The thing is, this is sorcery, can be countered, and it can only target creatures. So, like, against Splinter Twin, it's not going to get Splinter Twin. You can get one of the combos into Deceiver Exarch. So most creature-based decks have more than one-trick pony, but there is a few. Like this against my Tooth and Nail deck, they can go get Emrakul, and then I can't combo off. And there's like again, Goryo's Vengeance, perfect thing for it. So it looks like that they're trying to print a bunch of cards to kind of hose out those unfair decks. The Hallowed Moonlight and the Infinite Obliteration are definitely 2 of those cards. All right, and then there is this guy here. I have read the card for this one. This is Deathblade Predator. This will probably make my top 10 list of cards of Brewman because it's a Death Touch 1/4, and whenever Deathblade Predator deals combat damage to a player, that player loses life equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So I'm thinking with Grave Purge, this is going to be pretty sweet, or Commune with the Gods, this is going to be pretty good. If you can put like 2 or 3, this means this guy's hitting in for 4. Later on, he's hitting in for way more. It's almost like Night Howler reading, but I think Night Howler just might be better than this. because, I mean, this makes him lose life, but I don't, and has Death Touch. But I just think that, like, reading a +1/+1 for each creature card in everyone's graveyard is a lot more powerful than reading just your own graveyard. But it is a human warrior. I am trying to make a warrior reanimation deck or warrior graveyard-based deck, and we'll just see how that will work in Standard. I definitely will brew around this. Will it be successful? I don't know. So, pretty sweet card, though. Deathblade Predator nonetheless. And then I think I've talked about all these on like my Facebook or whatnot, the other cards. So we'll wait till some more spoilers come out. This is, we've had some really, really good ones so far. I mean, this is turning out to be a pretty sweet set. And I've got a match to play, playing in the modern, I'm not going to tape the games, but if I go far, I'll play the replays in the modern, what do they call it? Celebration. So I'm going to go play that, and I hope you enjoyed the spoiler video. Hopefully I didn't muck it up too bad, and you guys can at least get something out of this in my first impressions of spoilers. This has been Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thanks for watching.